This might in fact be the most important video that I have ever filmed because I'm about to give you guys 5 very useful ideas and tools to navigate the chaos and madness that's happening right now in the world. So if you are a light seed, if you are a light worker, if you are a starseed, if you are a decent human being that wants to help humanity, then watch this video because I'm gonna share with you 5 ideas, practices, tools to help you navigate this time. And not only what's happening right now, you guys, but buckle up because 2022 is gonna be an insane adventure. If you're not into astrology or don't know kind of the astrology of what's happening through 2024, then maybe read up on that because we're in for some shit. And these tools are gonna help you navigate that. I know that I absolutely needed them, so these come from my own personal work and journey, and they can absolutely help you. There's toxic money beliefs running through the whole system. My name's Amity Rose from amityrose.co. I am a women's empowerment coach and certified hypnotherapist. The whole channel is devoted to empowering women to remember their worth, their value, and their power. So idea number 1 is to find neutrality. And I know that idea can be like hard, just flat out hard. How do you be neutral on something, right? It's very, we pick sides and we have ideas, but if you can do the inner work to like bring the pendulum from swinging like into neutral and just see something as it just is. This exists, and I'm here and I'm neutral. If this happens, okay, I'll deal with it. If this happens, okay, like, that's what neutrality is about, and it takes work. We're not used to living in a neutral place, and it doesn't make you like unpassionate or unexcited, or it's nothing like that. You still take action, but it's more of like an inner work to do, but it helps you. It helps you to stay focused and navigate from like a logical, sane place rather than like highly reactional or emotional. Like if you look at other people and how they're handling this, like they're feeling intense emotions and they react and things don't always go well. And this can be a really intense, challenging time, and I get that and I feel that within myself. So this is something I actively practice. Like I said, it's not easy, but it is a tool that can help you. If you notice that you are swinging from side to side, so right to left or angry to sad to, however, if you can just take a breath and come to center and see if you can find just some kind of centeredness in being neutral. And that will gain you some power, and it will also it'll help you elevate above the situation, which gives you access, which gives you access to wisdom. When you're like down here on the battlefield, it's a little bit harder to have the same perception that you can from a higher place. So the neutrality kind of elevates you out of this, and then you have a more expansive way to see the situation. So if that lands with you, then try it, okay? Second idea, you guys, I have notes. Notice what's happening in the world, what it's activating within you. Like my whole activism self came online. I am fiercely passionate about body autonomy and fighting that and supporting that and calling and emailing and whatever I need to do, supporting a person's right to choose what they do with their own body. I knew I was kind of interested in that, or I supported that, but not until that became threatened, that it was a possibility that that's not an option for people. I mean, this whole part of me came online, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to support that cause because it means that much to me. So that's an example from me. So whatever's happening around you with like rules and mandates and laws and whatever, like what is being activated within you? And follow that, because that's gonna lead me into my third idea, which is speak up. Speak your truth. But the second part is to stay in integrity. So when you're speaking, you're not putting people down, you're not judging people, you're not calling people names. Like there's a way to speak your truth from a place of power, from poise, from grace, from compassion. And you will always want to be integrity with speaking up and also taking action. That's the other piece. Like speaking up is important, but you better back that up with some action. So is that having conversations? Is that sending emails? Is that talking to your community? Is that showing up in some way? Is that volunteering? Whatever that is, take action on the truth that you're speaking. So speak your truth and take action. Those two are partnerships. And while you do both of those, absolutely stay in integrity. Be a decent human being. Be a good leader, right? Show somebody that I can speak my truth, but I have enough space where I can hold you and me both, and we have opposing opinions, and that's fine. We can respect and honor each other, but I'm gonna speak my truth, and I support you to speak your truth, and we do that in integrity, and then we take action on whatever the truth is that we're talking about. So all of that goes together. What's being activated within you by the circumstances that's going on around you, speak up about it and take action on it, all while staying in deep integrity to yourself. The fourth idea, you guys, visualize or imagine the outcome that you want, the reality that you want. And if you know anything about manifestation, or if you watched any of my other videos, like essentially that's how we manifest with our imagination, right? We create it in the subconscious and imagination, and then fuel it with intention and energy, and then we see it realized on the physical plane. Like that's what it is, simplified. So when we take our attention from things that we don't want, so maybe what's happening on a mass scale on the main stage of life, anytime we are focused on that, when we're having conversations on that, we are fueling it with our attention, with our energy. Like if you know the proverb about the two wolves, right? You have two wolves inside you, and it all depends on what you're feeding. So the good wolf, right, that has all the qualities that you want, and this bad wolf that has the qualities you don't. Like in every moment, which wolf are you feeding? So there's multiple different realities, endless different realities that can exist. You have the power with your focus and attention to feed, to add energy to, and to enliven and grow. So you have to make a choice of which reality do I want to feed. And you can find a balance between like checking in and paying attention here and getting the information that you need, and then shifting your focus and be like, this is the reality I want to fuel. So a lot of times what I do is I will close my eyes, I will visualize that the truth, like ultimate truth, coming out. Because I feel that a lot of what's happening is very dishonest and untruthful. Like there isn't much transparency in the mainstream narrative. People are being censored. We're not having open conversations. People are not on the up and up. There's a lot of shady shit happening. So in my reality that I want to fuel with my intention and energy is one where truth leads. So shady stuff coming to light. Truth coming out and actually being broadcast on mainstream media and not being censored, like truth in all form coming to light. So that's kind of what I envision. So I envision like people hearing the truth and then their heart kind of opening up and consciousness coming online, and also people's like actually envisioning people's hearts opening. So especially people that I kind of, in the mainstream, that I perceive to not have open hearts or not have people's best interest in mind, I actually send them love. So I will send love from my heart chakra into their heart chakra, and I'll actually see like them just being flooded with love. And I know this is hard and challenging, especially when you think these people are just
straight up dicks.
But it works. It works because I feel better, and I know the power of love is, honestly, I don't even think we can like really understand with our human brains, like actually what love is and how it works and the whole frequency and vibration of love. So I just know that I'm doing something very powerful. So I envision truth coming out like big, all over, massive, like breaking news. You know, whatever the truth, but in all different arenas, right? So it's just an abundance of truth because there's abundance of lies everywhere. And, you know, deals made under the table and, you know, just some really shady stuff, you guys, just not good. So my reality is truth coming out. Everyone hearing the truth on a national stage. and then also flooding people with love and seeing their consciousness expand. So people in kind of like the darker, deeper realms, their consciousness isn't online as much as people that are more awake or open-minded. And there's a whole path we could go down for that storyline, but we're gonna stay out of it. So I just imagine like their soul coming alive and their consciousness coming back online and expanding, and them like tuning into the love that they are, because you can't, you guys, harm another person or do some of the things that you're doing or they're doing if you're connected and rooted in love. It's just not possible. Like it wouldn't happen. So the people that can do these like really evil things are completely disconnected from the love that they are. So I kind of see that coming back and like being re-alivened within them, like reconnected, right? And then they would stop their behavior because they couldn't do it anymore, because it would be so out of integrity with who they are that they couldn't do those kind of evil acts anymore. So that's the reality that I choose to fuel with my energy. Whatever yours looks like, that's what you want to do. So every single day, as much as you can, visualize, even if it's like for like 30 seconds, take a breath, close your eyes, and see with your imagination the world that you want. Are you safe and healthy? And are there no rules? Can you travel freely? I mean, whatever is important to you, but it is important that you're feeding that with your energy. And the more you can do it, the better, because you're actually drawing that reality closer to you every single time that you put your energy and attention into that reality and you pull it from this one. We are feeding a beast, guys. Every time you watch the news, every time you plug into the garbage that they are pushing, you're feeding it. It's like we're feeding a monster. So you have to be able to pull yourself from there and start feeding the reality that you want to see. Really like the idea of like the new earth, like that's essentially like it simplified. Tip number 5 is you've got to be expanding your own consciousness. You have to be, when I say expanding, I mean up-leveling. You have to be growing spiritually. Like that's really how we help humanity, because we're all effective. Like we each have an effect on everything else. So the more of us that like tune in inside, do the inner work, heal, up level, raise our consciousness, lift our vibration, our frequency, all of that has massive effects on the outside world and what we see played out on the main stage. So make sure you are doing whatever that looks like for you. Make sure you are doing and incorporating practices that are up leveling and expanding your consciousness, because this is going to be almost primary to everything that I mentioned, is raising your awareness and your consciousness. All right. Those are my 5 tips, but I have 2 bonuses for you. And 2 really important things to remember, and I have to be reminded of them pretty often because it can look absolutely dismal. If you read any kind of news, it's destructive and disgusting and, you know, can make me sick. So 2 ideas that I want you guys to remember to hold on to as we move out of 2021 into 2022. We're gonna be in this kind of storyline until like 2024, I believe, when things start to get a little bit better. So buckle up, but you can take heart knowing that we've won. And when I say we, I mean just goodness, light, like it won. We are just watching. And this is the analogy that I thought, I'm going through a kitchen remodel very soon. And so I have this like old kitchen, right? And I have the drawn out plans for the new kitchen. And in order to get to the new kitchen, I have to have my old kitchen demolished. The counters, the cabinets, like all of that literally is getting demolished. And if I were to just watch the demolition of my old kitchen without knowing that I already have like a drawn out plan for a beautiful kitchen, then this would be really destructive to look at, like just this demolition of what's happening. And it could be really fearful. What the fuck? I use that to cook and like I have nothing now. And it can be devastating, absolutely devastating if I didn't know that this was a necessary step to get to my next level kitchen, which is beautiful and expansive and new hardware and I mean new everything, right? The whole thing. So if you can remember that that's exactly what's happening. Like the new kitchen is coming. We are in the demo stage. And whereas like my kitchen demo, you know, it'll take like a day or two. Our demo stage is gonna take a few years. So that's why we can lose sight of like us being on our way to something bigger and better, because we're in that demo stage for so long. So take heart, we're just in the demo stage. Your new brand new kitchen is coming. It's right around the corner. But imagine like, I couldn't have the new kitchen if I didn't demo my old one. They can't put new cabinets in where I have old cabinets, right? Or new countertops or whatever. Like, it has to be demoed. It has to. So a new kitchen can be built. So just remember that. And I'm saying this to myself as much as I'm telling it to you, because it can be hard. It can be really hard to remember that. So the new kitchen is coming. The new reality is coming. We're just in the demo part right now. And then we've won. We have it. It's just a necessary step. They're like growing pains. You know, when you're like going through something and it's kind of hard, but it's like when you get to the other end, like that's exactly what we're going through. So these ideas, I know they will help you navigate the rest of the year and into 2022. So use them. Let me know in the comments which one you really connected to or which one helped you the best. Let me know if you guys have ideas that I didn't even mention that have helped you navigate this, because I know for sure, I could use them. But if you're here on purpose, which you are, but if you're watching this video, if you're any kind of special magnetic being and you know it, you know, we all are, but some of us know that, you know, we've got witchy vibes, you know, the magic runs through us kind of thing. We came here on purpose. We're here for this. We came for this rock show. So we got to watch it play out. Like, you know, it's hard, but it's exciting and a lot can be born from it. So really look at like, what is this ignited in you? And that wouldn't have been ignited if this whole thing didn't happen. Like, you're an upgraded version of yourself. So all good things, you guys, all good things. The podcast is live. And if you're interested in becoming a client, you can get the info at the website. I would love and be honored to work with you on your transformational journey. See you next week.